Okay, as you can see, I put a lot of hours in the character to finish almost all my materials. Still a little bit of work to do, but this is starting to look like something. Okay. For this video in particular, I'm going to focus on the paths because I prepare you a few extra things to do here. Okay, these two pieces. Okay, so the plastic is the same one, and the metal is the same one that we did it in the previous video. Okay, and the cloth is also the same one. The leather is the artificial one. Okay, so I'm just going to start to go a little bit more into the thing. So I prepare here. I have the cloth principal, who is this one. Okay, this one. And what I'm going to do right now is I have this base material, and I put it, the color that I wanted. So I created this mask here to have this break it on some point, okay, or something like that. And what I also going to do is, as you can see here, I take off the normal. Okay, and if we go to normal and height, we can see that there's no normal here, so this is going to look like it's another kind of material, or something that is behind. So, but what more we can do here? What we can do more here is, for example, here we can add a field and put just the height, for example, and add a little bit, of height to grow a little bit the normal. I'm going to put, for example, 0.001. No, 0.005. Too small. Something like that. Okay. And we have a little bit more of help here. Let me turn down the shadow. Okay. We have a little bit more there. Okay. So it's important to add. So I also have this one that is, uh, is on over the edges, but because I have this mask coding here, is just affecting at the inside. Okay. And it's again, a simple map with no roughness, because the dirt normally don't have the roughness, and it's the accumulation is over the edges. Okay. Then I'm going to later we are going to go back to all of this. Then I'm going to work over this one. So as you can see, I have the mass, who is determining where is the material. Is this kind of this plastic, and I put some color with all other material over it. I want to make it look like older, so I create like this mask. Okay. And I can, for example, maybe add a little bit, no level, no, sorry, add a filter, and for example add a contrast, and a bit more of contrast over the mask. So what I can do right now, I can work the over the over the material. So what I'm going to add is this kind of, as you can see, it's always the same. Okay. I feel using maybe a anchor point, or a mask created with a field, or ambient occlusion, or curvature. Okay. This one is like a extra top of dirt. This one is almost doing nothing, but I can exaggerate a little bit more. Like the edges, in some kind of way they are getting affected. Uh, this one is not doing anything. And then I put it this one is this diamond full. I think I downloaded from somewhere, and it's going to affect. Like this is a kind of sci-fi kind of plastic material that is affecting the sorry, it's like the interior of this plastic is like you know bulletproof or something like that. So I'm going to add the same. I'm going to add a fill here over the fill layer, okay, not over the mask. And why this? Because for example, we can have all the parameters of this, okay, but here we can still work on that. So I just want the height map, and maybe I'm going to put it down a little bit, so it's giving me a little extra over everything, you know, just a little bit. And the field with the height map is also, giving me a little bit. So what's more? What's more on this? I prepared here a few more layers, okay, to blend all the materials together in some kind of way, because now they are broken. They have something to tell us, but should be something more in common, okay, to get affected to everything, to get something, so to put the place the chatter in to put the chatter in some place, like for example is getting affected by some kind of natural environment or something like that, okay. So I created this one that is it's a dust that is going to blend a little bit everything, okay. And as you can see, it's with a metal and a Ratio Sports that is going to help me to break the edges a little bit. And then I created this one. This one, I like it, this one. Okay. So this one is, a cross section to don't get affect the metal parts. Okay. And in this one, I created this mask. Okay. This mask is going to create these kind of breaks over all the all the leather, okay, and in other certain parts like here or here. So what I'm going to do, I wanted to add a little bit more of detail over. So I'm going to copy this mask, and I'm going to paste into mask here. So yeah, like that is going to just affect uh, on this, but I don't really, I prefer it to have a little bit more darker right now, so it's giving me a little bit of detail. And now I don't want to get affected over this one, so need to add a group layer and add a mask with color selection and select on the part that we want to get this. If I now run, here it is. Oh no. So here, and no, just here. Okay, perfect. So as you can see now, it's affecting just over the fabric part. Okay, even if it's one or two different materials. Okay, later I add dirt. you know, to blend a little bit more. You can see it. Let me put it on color first. Okay. It's affected on the ambient occlusion. Simple. Then something that I always like to do is put a mask, a fill layer with the predominant color to put it over all the pieces. It's not always like this, but for this is working pretty well for me. You know, so it's this color, but toned down a lot. You know, so it's helping me to blend the the materials together in some kind of way. Okay. And then also I created a couple of roughness masks, sorry, to because right now everything have its own roughness, even if it's affected by the dirt and all this. So I start to put maps over, dust, the edges, the dirt here. The dirt should be more white. Yeah. This one also that is have a mid-tone roughness, something like that. Yeah. Then I added this one, okay, to blend a little bit everything. Is just ground scratches. I added this one with height and roughness, a little bit more roughness with a few scratches. Okay, let me 1 second. Turn off these two so you can see how it's affecting. The you can see now that all of this is affecting all the pieces, and later here they are affecting piece by material by material. So this is what we have to do right now to blend everything together. Let me put it you here. Maybe you know is doing something more. Yeah, you can see it in this all this roughness part, and also this scratches. You know, this is not that much, but we have these kind of things here. Are going to add a little bit more of. I know it's too much, maybe for certain parts, but this is planned to be our character with some time spent on it. So there's no problem to add things and try to tell a story that the character is in. I don't know. In this case, a weird planet or something like that. So the guy have serious things going on. In this video, I want to show you how I manage the materials over the mask of the character. So I have a simple base, for the character with some metallics, to in the parts where I want to have some, specific metallicness. Then we jump into a basic plastic. Okay, it's a mix between the is sorry something that I started from the chest material that I showed you on previous videos. Okay, and I'm going to show you what is doing everything. I hope this can help you. Okay, so we start with some simple color and roughness, metallics, etc. Here's some light bit of tones, green tones that I wanted to add in certain parts. More tones, And then we jump with the base of the plastic. This I want this kind of rainy material. That one that you can scratch with the fingernails, or thinking of him taking off the mask with the plastic, uh, um, with plastic in the guantelets or something like that. It can be tricky. So it's simple fantasy thinking. Okay. Then here I have some uh, adjustment on the normals for the edges. Okay, you can see it there. Let me put a color. You can see it there. Okay. Then I have more, uh, normal addition, and then we jump with some color variation. That is some big dots with some blur on it. Rough variation. Okay. Another rough variation to have more this brighter roughness. Then we just with some part of on the edges. Okay, there's not that much because all of this is going to be on top. Some bright color on the edges, to have some definition. White spots, some color variation. This one is the layer that is really creating this effect. The effect variation. At some point I wanted to have like this, but I thought it was super messy, so I changed it in other direction. Then we have this color adjustment, some sharpen, and some edge blur on top to have like the used appeal. Okay. Then I move it with some simple cloth. Okay, just simple cloth. It's a base material uh, with the fold. You know, all the color here and the dots. You know. Then I have this carbon fiber material from the previous video. That is just a simple material from internet to have all these edges. Okay, and I have into folders to have where I want, where I didn't want painted. So I have the ID map, and then I start to clean a little bit in the parts where I don't like. Like um, sorry, here. Like, for example, this one. Okay, I don't like it here, so take off. But I still have all of that with the paint brush. And then just a simple one of the masks that we created, that kind of thing to have the edges and some scratches. Then the chest material with just some color adjustments. You can see we have the same kind of detail. Okay, so it's the same one. You can see it. Then I have the metal. So for the metal, this one is uh, just have a few layers. So I have a base metal layer with the value that I want, with the roundness that I want, metallic that I want, and I have this one that is this kind of coloring thing that you can find on Google, you know, just put it on top to have like this kind of color variation, you know. Let me show you in the base color. Can you see it? It's not that much, but it gives in the what is full material. It gives a little bit of extra to everything, you know. And the metal should normally have some this kind of greens and purples on it in some kind of way. Okay, so then finished raw material, some galvanized the dirt over, you know, to break the roughness and the metallic, and some dust on it. Okay, you can see it here, the dust, just a simple one. Then we have the edges, you know, like everything is scratched. I know this is not that kind of thing, but for, you know, the principal part of the character to have that definition, it helps a lot to sell the the model. Then I have this carbon fiber, is the same one that like here, but put it on the cables. Then I have a simple gold uh, layer to have over these pieces here, all selected with the ID map. Remember ID map. Then I have this one is to color a little bit the edges in some darker tone. You can see it. Then some reddish to the cables, a base for the eyes. This is a broken layer, you know, like used layer that is now another mask created with a smart mask, um, with some roughness and color, you know, nothing special. And pointed, you know, in other parts that are not the metal. Okay, the emissive for the eyes, and then I have here three marks that goes over all the character, you know, that are the ones to break the roughness in all the material. Okay, that is this one, and is creating. I hope you can see it in the video. These big dots here. Let me show you. Yeah, you can see it there. These ones are cool because maybe you can also do this in some point, you know, to add more value even. You know, let's put it like this because it's working kind of cool. And then more roughness variation, and that is this kind of mask. And then some scratches on top. It's not that much, but you know, give a little bit of extra. And this one are, you know, overall the metal and all that kind of thing. So it's more all coming together. You can also add color here, you know, and add maybe some kind of black. And well, black in this situation, but they normally should be to go more in other kind of coloring, you know, and then later tone down a little bit to mix it, you know. That could be a good trick. And this is, you know, let's continue with other part. In this video, I want to show you how I create the textures for the cloth. So for the arm, sorry. So in this video, I did it in other different way, like yeah, because this is a single piece. So I started from base materials, and then I start to blend things and put normals on it to give the look and to blend everything together. You know, maybe it's too much blend at the end, but it's other way of texture. So I thought it was the best option on your side. So you can see here that I started using my ID map to start to select the things over the character. Okay, so I'm going to start with this, simple base materials, that are just a layer with some color variation. Okay, then we can be moving in other one. This is a simple color with variation over it. Okay, to have the edges, more grunge, some color variation over the base. That is this one. Okay, more basic color material, more basic color material. Okay, more, and then if I'm not wrong, from here, I started to add in like base layers. Okay, of the previous materials that I had on the chest. So I have this one, I have this one. Okay, so you saw that I had the color, and now here I add this normal map, and I clean this part, to don't have it. Then I have the breaks, that is just here affecting there. So it's giving this wear here. Then I have more basic materials from substance. So a base of leather and some denim on top. Then I have the base arm, yeah, it's base hand, not base arm. Then the chest material to use it here in this kind of hard surfaces piece. And then we move into the clothing. Okay, so the fabric woodland is simple material, it's a base material with all this, with this coloring here. Then I have the fabric woodland, but I put it some grunge map on it, so I have parts where we have normal and we don't have normal. Okay, and as you can see, I changed the tones a little bit. You know, then we have some dirt to just give a simple occlusion, and then one extra layer over to give the sensation of of use material. Then this fabric synthetic is the same that we have in the mask. Okay, then the cloth 1 and 2, that is the same one, but with other color variation. Because this color blends better with these ones, that is more lighter. Okay, and it's also a simple material. Okay, so this color variation, more color variation. This is to define a little bit the edges. One of this coloration. Okay, and then the mind fever. Okay, diamond is for this part here. I put it with the color selection to take off the stitches. Okay, then we have the plastic lines that are these ones about here. And then we start to blend things together. Okay, so there are broken. I created here four color materials to blend over everything. Okay, I have this one that you can see is adding the edge blur that I show you also in the mask one. This is a coloring with the bluish. It's super toned down, so it's not affecting that much, but it gives a little bit of extra. And this one also. you know, with the purple that is affecting in this way is again ambient occlusion levels to have control over it, and some grunge to multiply on it. So it's all the time the same. I'm not doing anything special. Okay. Then I will enter to go over everything. You can see it here. This is again uh, uh, a smart mask, with another smart mask and multiplying or with the additive color to add more variation over it. Okay. Then I have this cloth here, and I used this one to put it in the same place. It's really a simple burlap, because have a little bit of this information, Then the AO, sorry. Then I have here the metal and the gray metal, okay, on the top. This is going to be the metal that I put it more gold look. You can see it's the same with the tone variation. Then we have the gray. It's the same one, but in gray on the top. You can see it here. And then I have the emissive. And then is again a little bit of blend with the dirt, okay? And roughness variation, the same in the mask, okay? Let me show you the roughness, okay? So this is my roughness. Remember that the fabric normally have a white roughness, and the plastics have a little bit more. And of course, the metals are super normally, have all the roughness on it, okay? And then the roughness maps to break all of that a little bit. In this video, I want to show you how I created the materials for the grenades, okay? So I started with a base material, simple. And then I start to move with the different layers of the grenades, okay? So I have this one that is a kind of plastic, okay? Uh, but I added different roughness values to it, to give some differentiation between them, okay? You can see here, okay? Then I have some dirt edges, and I added these two different ones. So I added this edge mask that you can find in the smart mask, okay, with some height to give this like this metal, and this is a painted metal, okay. Then the dust, to cover a little bit, it's not doing that much here right now, but maybe yeah, you can see there a little bit more. So then I move it with some more simple plastics to give this kind of look that is have some kind of translucency, even if they don't have it, and then some more plastic rough, simple material like we did in the other part, color variation, red variation, some adjustments, some dirt edges, and a sharpen. Then I added this one that is like fingerprints, uh, like it's, when you have to clean it, they put it this with the dust and all that kind of thing, okay. And this is how it looks with the roughness, and the base color. But now, it still looks super simple. So I added a lot of alphas over it to give it more sensation of functionality on it. So these lines here, I added this kind of alphas, and then I added this kind of warning things going on, okay? And let me show you how I did this. Let's do this one. Okay, so you can do in different ways. One of them is when you come here and select your alpha, that you can import here, super easy. Okay, so let's go with, for example, this one. You have your pencil, you select your basic hard pencil, and then comes to alpha and select the alpha that you want, this one, and we can, with control and left click, we can turn the angle of the alpha, okay, and then with the control right click we can change the scale, and then we can just click, and there we go, we have the alpha. And for example, these kind of cases, what we can do is add a little bit of height we want, like is maybe it's not in this case, but some case you want to have some kind of normal going on, okay. And also if for example this was some kind of metallic, so the roughness here is going to change a bit, okay, going to be less roughness, okay. And you can change, of course, whatever add whatever color you want on it. Also, one thing that we can do is once we have all of these stitches and all that kind of thing, what we can do is, for example, put this all in a mask, in a folder, add a blank mask, and add a grunge map on it to break a little bit the surface, like it's used, and we should take some of these contrasted grunge maps, you know. So what we can do is put it on triplanar, change the scale, and contrast it a lot. So right now is barely looking, so we need to increase the balance, maybe add more, even bigger. But you can see here, where everything start to point it, so we have parts that are like the painter has gone because of the use, you know, or is affected by, the elements and all that kind of thing. Okay. So that's one of the ways of use it. The other thing that we can do, is let me find it for you. What we can do is I'm going to add a new one, and then I'm going to add the alpha in a base color. Okay. Right now it's going to be a super crazy uh, mm, color with this band half around it. Okay. But what we can do here is instead of go to UV operation or triplanar, we'll go to Bragg projection. Okay. And what is this going to give us? The possibility to move it and project it in whatever place we want. So with the W, E, and R, we can change the scale, the rotation, etc. Okay. So now I'm going to try to put it here. Okay. Let me see if I can make it work, because it's not the best scenario, but yes, here it is working. We need to try to find the best place for it. I'm going to decrease the scale because I just want a little bit of it. Okay, and let's try to put it, for example, here just as a test. Okay, so yeah, You can see it here how it's starting to affect. Okay. And now what we can do is come here, edit vertex, select with shift, you know, and move it to have everything projecting on your object. Maybe this is not the best example, but you can see here how it's working. Okay, this is because I don't have it in the perfect situation. What I can tell you with this, that the possibility to project whatever, you have a super cool a sketchy logo that you want to put it, you can include it here and put it in whatever you want. Okay, and it can be affect also all the other materials. Okay, so if I had put roughness here and I add the same band half, is going to affect. Can you see it? Yeah. So another tip to have in mind for the textures.